have you now.
Welcome to the Advice Show, media with the common sense approach. So actress Lena Dunham, the woman that's on the show called Girls, she went to an event and New York Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. was at the same event as well. Now they get inside the event and they're sitting down. And when Odell Beckham Jr. did not give Lena Dunham the attention that she felt she was entitled to deserve from this brother, she took to social media and wrote out an amazing scenario that she cooked up in her head about this brother. Let's go ahead and read this. So she said, I was sitting next to Odell Beckham Jr. and it was so amazing because it was like he looked at me and he determined I was not the shape of a woman by his standards. He was like, that's a marshmallow, that's a child, that's a dog. It wasn't mean. He just seemed confused. First of all, we don't call white women marshmallows. I don't know where you get that from. And where you come up with this scenario that I'm looking at here about the shape of a woman. The man wasn't even paying attention to you. And we'll continue to read this because it doesn't make a bit of sense. If anything, they may call you Becky, but they won't call you marshmallow. Now, it says the vibe was very much like, do I want to F it? It is wearing it's wearing a tuxedo. I'm going back to my cell phone. It was like we were forced to be together. He literally was scrolling Instagram rather than having to look at a woman in a bow tie. I was like, this should be called the Metropolitan Museum of getting rejected by athletes. Lena Dunham, you were stalking that man's phone that much that you saw he was on Instagram? I mean, why is it that you thought that this brother is going to sit up there and sleep with you? See, that is the most offensive part of what she said to me. Because why do you think that you should have access to a black man's body?
We've coined the women as reward trope to describe a long-running pattern found in interactive media. It occurs when women, or more often women's bodies, are employed as rewards for player actions in video games. The trope frames female bodies as collectible, as tractable, or as consumable, and positions women as status symbols designed to validate the masculinity of presumed straight male players. There's some overlap between the damsel in distress and women as reward, but they function differently. While the damsel in distress trope uses women as a plot device to motivate male heroes, the women as reward trope presents women as a formalized reward mechanism, meaning that the reward is coded into the game system itself. The result of this incentive structure is that access to women's bodies, women's affection, or women's sexuality is reduced to a simple equation that guarantees delivery as long as the correct set of inputs are entered into the system. In this way, the women as reward trope helps foster a sense of entitlement, where players are encouraged to view women as something they've earned the right to by virtue of their gaming actions, skills, or accomplishments. This is illustrated in arcade classics like Joe and Mac and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. After players save the damsel in both games, she will bestow a kiss on the character who earned the most points on that stage.
I owe you one.
Entitlement to women is made even more explicit in many versions of Double Dragon. At the end of the game, after the final boss has been defeated and the damsel in distress saved, Player 1 and Player 2 must fight each other over who gets to have Marion, and with her, the smooch of victory. Notice that Marion's desires are not part of the equation. She has no say in the matter. She simply fills the role of a trophy for whichever player is ultimately victorious. This scene serves as inspiration for similar scenarios in more contemporary games like Castle Crashers.
Why do you think that we should be checking for you like that? Why? And let me tell you something, brothers, if you don't believe me, I've seen it in my own experience. If you don't pay attention to them or you curve them because you're not really interested in what they're talking about. Now, most women in general don't like being rejected. That's just women, period. But when it comes to a black man rejecting a white chick, some of them do get highly bothered by that. And because a lot of them feel that all black men are thirsty, all black men gonna just give them attention. You can approach a black man looking all toe up. You can approach a black man in a way that you wouldn't even approach a white man. and you think you could just get us at any given time. And then you want the upper echelon black man as well, when you don't even think good of yourself, which you have a lot of personal issues. Now, this chick is all screwed up in a lot of ways before I continue to her apology. This chick, number one, is a feminist. And I tell most men, if a chick says she a feminist, go the other way. Because you anti-man, I'm gone. I don't need to be around no woman that's anti-man, period. And is going to side with everything against people like myself. Going to drag men to court and for unjust spousal support laws and child support laws. No. Y'all like to spearhead that crap. No, you can't be nowhere near me. The second thing about this chick, she admitted out of her own mouth that she inappropriately touched her 1-year-old sister when she was 7 years old. She kept doing it for a while. She also admitted that she was inappropriately touching herself in front of that same sister while she was 17 years old. This stuff that Lena Dunham has admitted. Nobody's making the stuff up. Now, this dude may not even know you like that. He been in practice. He been preseason. He may have time to even look at his Instagram. So you say, well, shoot, I'm here. I ain't got nothing going on. I'm going on check my Instagram. I mean, she was pissed off about this. Now, people got upset with her because they noticed the racial implications of what she was doing. Trying to say the black man is over-sexualized and he is trying to worship at the feet of the white woman. This is what this woman was saying and putting out this stereotype that's out there due to the media about the black man. So when after people went at her about this, and I say people, not just black people, because they realized the crap that she was saying and how racist it is to direct that toward black men, this was her apology. So she says, I owe Odell Beckham Jr. an apology despite my moments of bravado. I struggle at industry events and in life with the sense that I don't rep a certain standard of beauty. So when I show up to the Met Ball surrounded by models and swan-like actresses, it's hard not to feel like a sack of flaming garbage. Let's stop right there. You have an issue with your body. Why don't you get on the phone, call Kylie Jenner and say, Kylie, who is your doctor? Because you bought your look. So I want to buy my look too. And you get with Kylie's doctor, buy your looks, and then maybe you can go compete with the swan-like actress that you feel so, intimidated by. I'm just saying, I'm trying to bring some solutions to you, Lena Dunham. So, continuing. This felt especially intense with a handsome athlete as my dinner companion and a bunch of women I was sure he'd rather be seated with. But I went ahead and projected these insecurities and made totally narcissistic assumptions about what he was thinking, then presented those assumptions as facts. I feel terrible about it because after listening to lots of valid criticism, after you've been drugged on the internet, I see how unfair it is to ascribe misogynistic thoughts toward someone I don't know at all. Like we have never met. I have no idea the kind of day he's having or what his truth is. But most importantly, I would never intentionally contribute to a long and often violent history of the over-sexualization of black male bodies, as well as false accusations by white women toward black men. You see, she even know the history of this crap. Let me tell you something. Black men were hung for just looking at a white woman. A 14-year-old black child by the name of Emmett Till was allegedly whistling at a white woman, which that's a doggone lie. They beat that boy to death and killed him. Why don't you think in the old school days they say don't look at white people in the face, especially a black man, keep your eyes on the ground? Because you look at him and you say, he scared me. They would end up getting you lynched or your genitals castrated. This is the history of this stuff in this country. It's just recently that black dudes could start fooling around with white women and not get their life taken away. And it depends on the right police officer that catches you doing that at night if you don't come up missing or you allegedly try to grab his gun. You get what I'm saying? Because he don't like you with this white chick. Continuing. So she said, I'm so sorry, particularly to OBJ, who has every right to be on his phone. The fact is, I don't know about his state of mind. I don't know a lot of things. And I shouldn't have acted like I did. Much love and thanks. Well, whatever. That's what she said. This chick has an issue with herself. She projected all her insecurities on this man, posted it to social media like it's factual, made up a whole scenario about what this man said, make up a scenario that the man should have wanted to have sex with her, but looked at the way she was dressed and said, no. All this stuff this chick made in her head. It's been too many black men that have been killed behind stuff like that. And she acknowledged that. See, this stuff is dangerous. It is very, very dangerous, even to this day, for the black man in America. Call me whatever you want, but I am a realist when it comes to things in this country. This woman is wrong. I can care less about her apology. The fact is that she wanted some BBC from this man. That's all it was to it. Then in the same time, she was saying that she was trying to rub up on Michael B. Jordan, another brother. Like, dog, chick, leave the black man alone. Go find you somebody to fool with. I mean, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, when I said that in the other video, they sit up there and they go chase you. They go rub themselves on you. And then when you curve them, they get mad. Like they have some sort of special access to you. I mean, nobody has special access to the black man or his body. It's his choice at the end of the day. Now, this is the same chick that runs around saying you should objectify women. You should not be a misogynist. You shouldn't treat women like sex objects. But she was pissed off that he did not objectify her and he did not treat her like a sex object. This female crazy. This female utterly crazy. Y'all watch these females out here, you know, because you sitting up there looking at your phone and this chick is coming up with a whole scenario that's not even there.
The magazines always show us smiling, so perfect in every way. But in the night, I hear a young girl crying. She's got it all. She's got it made. She's a looker. That's what they say. She's got it all. Yeah, she's got it made. She's a looker.
Organizing protests and boycotts and online campaigns. You see, they know that I know that they know. So how many examples of retrosexism have you already seen today? They know that I know that they know that they're being sexist.
Because like when you start learning about systems, everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
Everything is sexist. Everything's offensive to people like me. Let's go through the checklist. It's all misogyny. Everything is sexist when you break attention. Doesn't matter how absurd, desperate, forget about merits. We're oppressed every day, what you say, it's a white supremacy. Everything is sexist. Everything's a gender conspiracy. Everything is sexist.